Dear parents, teachers, friends, family members, and frankly anyone watching this, you may have heard rumors of our Earth having 8, 9, or even 10 years to go until it's too late to fix things and take action. But the brutal truth is that there is no deadline. Our Earth is begging for help in desperation this second, and we are ignoring it. We are turning our backs to the one thing which gave us so much. We are turning our backs to our only home. I'm Helmi H. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Finland. I want to make a change. You may think it's unrealistic of me to make such a bold statement, but in truth, it's not. Anyone can make a change as long as they have enough determination and a bit of luck, which I'm hoping to get from you. Yes, you. You can help make a difference. You can decide not to turn your back to our Earth. You can help build a future for your children, grandchildren, and so on, because if we don't start acting up and making a change now, then when will we? If it's not us trying to make a change, then who is it? It has come to the point where we have to take matters into our own hands. We are already so deep in the mud of all of our Earth's problems, and we are only digging ourselves deeper. The rapid melting of ice glaciers, ice sheets and icebergs, the increase in air and water pollution, global warming, climate change, deforestation, severe increase in our carbon footprint, the damaging effects of carbon dioxide on our marine life, and countless health issues. These are only a few of the atrocious environmental concerns that are occurring right now. As if these environmental concerns are not hard enough to accept, the fact that us humans are mostly to blame for all of these problems is where it truly hurts. Yes, me, you, all of us, and therefore we should take responsibility of our actions and make a change before the damage is truly irreversible. Us humans tend to ignore the facts which make us feel uncomfortable or anxious, but we have to stop doing this because what's happening right now in our Earth is not taken as seriously as it should be. We tend to hear these problems, feel bad and uncomfortable for a bit, and then go on with our day like nothing happened. And I'm asking you to not make that mistake while watching this video. There are people who want to make a change, who want to help our Earth, but don't know where to start or know what would make a difference for the better. So, what if I were to tell you that all of the severe problems that I just listed for you a while ago could be solved by a single creation made by our Earth? Trees. Yes, trees. As simple as that. Trees are potentially the easiest, cheapest, and smartest solution in fighting our climate crisis. Of course, there are several other strategies and ideas which should be implemented to help save our Earth, but many of these decisions are not to be made in our hands. However, you don't need to be in an important position of power to plant a tree. It may seem unbelievable that trees could be a potential option in helping to fix nearly all of our environmental concerns, which is why I want to give you a quick recap on why trees are useful and how these trees can help solve so many of the brutal environmental concerns. Here are some of the environmental concerns that can be combated by planting more trees. Trees can help clear air and water pollution. Air and water pollution is not only bad for our Earth, but us humans, as there are several concerns for individuals living in areas with high air pollution. Once again, us humans are to blame for this cause of pollution in our Earth, as these small solid and liquid particles, along with some gases, come from things like factories, cars, and the dumping of a ton of industrial waste into water sources, all of which are man-made inventions. However, the increase in pollution in our world can be helped by planting trees. Trees are natural air purifiers as they absorb and store polluted gases such as ozone, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and so on. They filter the air and prevent little particles which the tree has absorbed from being released into the air. Trees also absorb the filtered storm water, which is commonly filled with hazardous pollutants and nitrogen. Instead of letting this polluted water enter a water source, the trees take it and then release the remains into soil. On top of purifying pollutants, trees produce oxygen, which is important for every single living thing in our earth. Trees are the reason we are able to breathe and stay alive, which is why they need so much more respect. A world without trees is a world without human. Trees also contribute to the boosting of biodiversity, as they are home and food source for wildlife. The concern in the decrease of biodiversity is apparent as deforestation increases. More animals lose their homes and food sources every day. The only solution for this is reforestation and afforestation. The food being produced in the trees nourishes and allows the animals to depend on the tree sources on staying alive without going extinct. Animals are also dependent on trees as their home, which allows these beautiful exotic animals to remain in their natural habitat without going extinct. Trees also help save our Earth from global warming and climate change. The main cause of human-induced global warming is carbon dioxide. Every day, more fossil fuels are being burned, which causes extreme amounts of carbon dioxide to be released into our atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is known as a greenhouse gas, as it's the cause for a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. And this greenhouse effect causes our Earth to get warmer. Many don't understand why it is bad that our atmosphere is heating up and don't think much about it, but there are countless reasons to why the heating up of our atmosphere is more severe than we can comprehend. As the temperature continues to rise, the amount of upcoming destruction only increases, as there will be more disasters like wildfires, storms, floods, and heat waves. These are only a few examples. Modern scientists have stated that the climate change is the biggest global health threat of the 21st century, and it's still being unnoticed in some countries. Not only will there be a noticeable increase in the death rate amongst humans, the economy will suffer as well due to the costs it takes to repair people and places after these natural disasters, along with the loss of labor productivity. As if all of that was not enough to prove the severity of climate change and global warming, as our atmosphere warms up, the ice glaciers melt. They keep melting as more greenhouse gases are being released into our atmosphere. Animals like polar bears and penguins are losing their homes and becoming extinct. If the temperature of our atmosphere remains increasing at such a rapid pace, the melting of the glaciers and ice caps on Earth will occur sooner than any of us could have anticipated. If all of the glaciers and ice caps on Earth were to melt, the sea levels would rise up to 70 meters, causing flooding in every single coastal city of the planet, making most of them inhabitable. I'm sure that many of you watching this have visited or live in a coastal city. Imagine all of that gone and underwater. I would like to add that as climate change continues to melt permafrost soils, which have been frozen for over thousands of years, deadly, unknown ancient viruses and bacteria are to be released and spread into our Earth. We all know what life has been like with COVID-19, and surely you would not want to keep living in these conditions. Or even worse, as we have no idea what kind of deadly bacteria and viruses reside in these permafrost soils. To prevent these, we need to understand that there is no time to waste. Now, I know all of this sounds bad, and it is, but I would not talk about all of this if there was nothing to be done about the situation. Since the main cause for global warming and climate change is the emission of greenhouse gases, meaning carbon dioxide. A clear solution for this is planting more trees. A tree's job is to absorb carbon dioxide from the air and convert it to oxygen and carbon, where the carbon is converted into parts of a tree, such as wood, roots, and its leaves. The oxygen, on the other hand, is being released into our air. Now, I know that I have dumped a load of information at you right now, and I hope that you understand the importance in taking action, and the facts being discussed are not just potential things which might occur. all of the environmental concerns being discussed are happening right now, as I speak. Trees are being cut, fossil fuels are being burnt, ice glaciers are melting, animals are becoming extinct. Just because you won't witness all of this with your own eyes does not mean it's not happening. Just because it might not affect you personally in a noticeable way this second does not mean you don't hold any responsibility. There's been an additional 300 gigatons of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere caused by humans since the start of the Industrial Revolution. A study made in Warwick University calculated that the average UK person is responsible and has a carbon footprint of 10 tons. This study was made in 2005, so you can only imagine how much our carbon footprint has increased since. You can reduce your carbon footprint with little effort today. I have made that possible for you. After days of researching and planning out how I, along with everyone I can reach out to, can make a difference, I have found an organization in Jerusalem to which one can either donate to or go and physically plant a tree to. I have decided to collect money and then donate it to an organization called Trees for the Holy Land. Trees for the Holy Land is an organization which has a goal of bringing people together to celebrate life by building a community of people dedicated to making a difference and to saving our environment. Depending on how much money I will be able to collect, I will know how many trees will be planted. The Trees of the Holy Land works together with JNF, which is an organization that has managed to plant over 250 million trees. So, if you have made it this far, I would first off like to thank you for your patience. And now, I'm going to ask you something which many may not be comfortable doing. I'm asking you to fund even a little bit of money into my personal project. Throughout making this project, I have realized that the purpose of what I am doing has very little to do with just being a school project, as the things that I'm fighting for are much more important than that, and I hope that you have realized my determination throughout this video. Donating may seem like a lot of work, but if it means helping our Earth and preventing these awful truths of our environment crises worsening, I take it. I want to be known as someone who didn't turn their back on our Earth when it needed us the most. I want to be part of the change for the better, and I am hoping that you are too. I'm hoping that you will not turn your back on my project, on our Earth. The organization I'm working for requires $18 for the plantation of one tree. However, if that is out of your budget, it is completely fine, and even the slightest bit of money would mean so much to me. If you're able to, and if you wish to reduce your carbon footprint even more than planting just one tree, it would mean the world to me, as you can donate as much as you wish. Now, if you're one who wants to make a difference by donating, whether you're watching this video through an email, a message, or from a social media platform, there will be a link accessible to my GoFundMe. GoFundMe is known as the most trusted online fundraising platform, which is why I chose it. I will collect the donations into my GoFundMe and then withdraw the money to donate it to the Trees of the Holy Land. I would like to end this video off by thanking everyone who has learned something from this video, possibly gotten motivated or inspired to make a change for the better, and especially the people who have realized the severity of our Earth's situation and realized to take action with me right now. I'm fighting for snow, trees, clean air and water, the animals who are dying, our health, and all in all, our environment. Join me to reduce your carbon footprint and clean up your responsibility. Let's fix this Earth one tree at a time.